Amazon với mức giá cực kỳ ưu đãi như đăng ký brand với USBTO, từ Helium 10, từ Triangle Scout, Logistics và Warehouse. Xem hình thông tin chi tiết dưới phần mô tả nhé.
Today, we've got a new series, our new Seller Strategy Masterclass, where I'm going to focus on a specific aspect of top strategies that you can be doing. Today, we're going to be talking about keyword research, and I'm going to have some top strategies that are going to help you increase your sales on Amazon. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. Want to check estimated sales for products you see on Amazon? Or maybe you want to instantly see how many listings on page 1 of a search term result have the actual searched keyword in the title. You can find all of these things out and more with the Helium 10 Chrome extension tool, X-Ray. More than 1 million people have used this tool. Find out what it can do for you by downloading it for free at h10.me/X-ray. h10.me/X-ray. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I am your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is the show that's a completely BS-free, unscripted, and unrehearsed, organic conversation about serious strategies for serious sellers of any level in the e-commerce world. And this is now a new series I'm going to be doing within the podcast every few weeks or so, and I think I'm going to call it the Serious Strategies Masterclass. Now, each one of these Serious Strategies Masterclasses will focus on a specific Helium 10 tool. In this case, we are going to be talking strictly about keyword research using my favorite tool, Cerebro. All right, Cerebro. Now, right off the bat, if you're not a Helium 10 member, I don't want you guys tuning out. These are actual strategies that, regardless if you have Helium 10 or not, you should be using for your Amazon and or Walmart business. Now, here's the thing. I don't want you thinking this is some kind of, like our pro training learn button videos where, all right, this column does this and this is how this works. No. We already have tons of videos like that. This is called Serious Strategy Masterclass because it's 100% based on actual strategies. I'm going to be going over 25 different scenarios on the things that you can be doing using Cerebro in order to kind of like up your Amazon keyword research game. Like, for an example, one of them is how to find long tail keywords that your competitors are ranking for. Another one, how to find the keywords that the Amazon algorithm actually recommends a seller to advertise for. How to find the top sponsored keywords for a product or a niche or a group of products, etc. 25 of these scenarios we are going to go ahead and go over. I'm not even sure if I can fit this all in one episode. If this takes too long, I'm gonna have to just like split this into 2 episodes. But I really want to make sure I'm giving you guys a lot of value and stuff that are actionable. Now, right off the bat, I want to make sure that everybody knows who should be tuning in, who should be listening to this. Sometimes we will do episodes on here that maybe only apply to brand new sellers. Other times there might be something that's like, only super advanced sellers should be considering these strategies. These 25 strategies, guys, I don't care if you're brand new or if you're doing 9 figures on Amazon. Almost every single one of these is applicable to what you guys should be doing. Whether you got Seller Central, whether you got Vendor Central, whether you're selling on Walmart. These are kind of like universal strategies that are going to help you level up, whether you're a beginner or a scaled advanced seller. All right, let's go ahead and hop right into it with strategy number 1. Strategy number 1 is how to find the top performing organic keywords for a product. This was the origination of Cerebro. We're going to keep it simple at first, and then we're going to progressively show you more advanced techniques. All right. So let's say you're just, on Amazon and you are browsing coffin shelves, okay? The easiest way, like maybe I see here, hey, look at this product here. I'm looking as Amazon's choice, and I want to know what are the top keywords that are driving sales? Like, how in the world did this get Amazon's choice? It's probably performing pretty well. I could just click right here on Amazon, and then I could run on Cerebro, or I can just copy and paste this ASIN into Cerebro. And if I do that, this is what comes up here in Cerebro, and it's actually going to show me 2,000 related keywords to this product. Now, this question is how to find the top performing organic keywords. Now, there's no magic number, but I like looking at where they're between like 1 and 15 the last time Helium 10 checked as far as their organic rank. All right. And, I don't think one of their top keywords is something that they are, that's searched for 100 times a month or 200 times a month. So let's just say I'm going to put a minimum of 500 search volume. And these are just the easy filters I'm going to run. And within like not even 1 second, I've got a list of their top 12 keywords. We've got coffin decor, coffin shelf, which they had Amazon's choice for. And as you can see here, do you guys, those of you watching this on YouTube, you can see that there is a colored Amazon's choice. That means that the last time Helium 10 checked, this product had Amazon's choice. And sure enough, I'm looking at Amazon.com right now, and this product does have Amazon's choice. If you ever see this Amazon's choice logo in Helium 10 Cerebro, but it's not colored in with the black, that means that there was Amazon's choice somewhere on that page, but it wasn't this product. But right there, super simple, guys. I mean, this is just, seems like it's a no-brainer kind of tactic, and you guys have been using this for years, but this is something that you can't really do with a lot of, websites and things like that, where you can instantly see where these, all of the keywords that they're organically ranking at the top of the page. So it gives you great insight. You can do this on any Amazon listing, and you can also do it on a Walmart listing as well. Speaking of international listings, I'm not even counting this as one of the top 25, but just to let you know, what I'm showing you guys today, it can be done in a lot of different marketplaces. I mentioned, I'm doing this in Amazon USA. You can also do it in Walmart in Helium 10 Cerebro, but also these functions work in Canada, Mexico, Amazon Germany, Amazon Spain, Amazon Italy, France, UK, Amazon India, Amazon Netherlands, Australia, Japan, and the United Arab Emirates. So make sure that you guys are doing this in your core marketplace for every listing or marketplace that you are researching. Don't just like try and translate these words. Anyways, there's one strategy, 1.5 kind of strategies. Let's go ahead and go to number 2, how to check the seasonality of a keyword. So let's hop right back into this keyword list that we had here. Anytime you see any keyword at all inside of Cerebro, when you see the search volume, there is this graph button that is right next to it. And this is important, guys. All right. In the coffin shelf, I don't think we're going to see too much seasonality, but there are some keywords that will have some seasonality. For example, here's a keyword that came up for this product called Halloween shelf. All right. But regardless, when you are considering something your top keyword, I always suggest taking a few of these and clicking this graph, because I want to see how seasonal it really is. All right. Like, for example, Halloween shelf. If I look at this, and by the way, this seasonality, I can look on Google Trends, I can look on Walmart, I can look on Amazon, all in this same graph. I'm going to take a look at all time what we have of this. And we see that we didn't even show search volume for this keyword back in the day. And it is only showing up in the last, in the last few weeks, where all of a sudden now it's getting like 500, 600 search volume. Now, Halloween shelf, if I'm expecting this to have 600 search volume throughout the year, I'd be making a big mistake. You cannot just look at search volume, guys, and think that it's the same throughout the year. Now, what are some that might not be as drastic as that, where it goes from 0 to 500? Well, let's look at coffin shelf. Let's see if there's any seasonality here. I click the graph. I'm actually going to go all time on this keyword. And you can see that, typically it's between like 5,000 to 10,000, but you do see peaks. Like last year, there was a peak coming up in August and September. Sure enough, this year again, August and September, we see a peak. Now, again, this is important because some keywords you might not even realize are seasonal. Now, if it had Halloween or Christmas in it, I think you guys can pretty much figure out that it's seasonal, but don't assume, guys, don't assume that people, look at this stuff kind of like the same throughout the year, because there are some keywords that have some seasonality to it. So again, anytime you see a search volume graph inside of Cerebro, click it, when you're looking at a few of the main keywords, and open it up on Google Trends, open it up on Walmart, open it up on Amazon, and see if you see peaks and valleys of search volume. And this will give you an idea on, the competitiveness of this keyword at different times, and also when people are searching for it more. Number 3, how you can see if the exact PPC campaign strategy for a competitor. Now, I actually looked up a couple more coffin shelves here, and one other coffin shelf that was on page 1. This was a bamboo coffin shelf. Wow, it's pretty interesting. Now they're making bamboo coffin shelves. But what you guys can do is whenever you see or whenever you run Cerebro on one product, take a look at this keyword distribution chart that comes up in Cerebro. It's right in the middle of the page. This product has 0 sponsored keywords. What does that mean? That means that we did not detect them in any sponsored ads in the last 30 days or so. All right. So do I know their exact PPC strategy? Absolutely, I do. Their strategy is no strategy. They are not running ads on Amazon. So this is kind of cool. Like if you ever find, some top sellers, I don't think this is one of the top coffin shelves. I was just trying to look for random ones that, might have had some kind of specific strategy here. But if you're looking at top competitors and you notice 1 or 2 of them aren't even running sponsored ads, like, that could be a good sign in your actual product research. Take, for example, this one that the first one that I showed you, that one that has Amazon's Choice, we showed him for 600 sponsored keywords about. Now, does this mean I know his exact sponsored strategy? No. The reason is, if you see 600, 1,000, 10,000 keywords that we've detected them in, what does that mean? They're probably running a lot of phrase match, broad campaigns, auto campaigns. So, a lot of these could just be Amazon showing them randomly, right? It's not necessarily the seller's personal strategy. But I showed you that one that had that had 0, right? Here's another one. Let me show you. This is kind of like where I can find their exact strategy. Take a look here. This is another coffin shelf from page 1. And look at this, 35 sponsored keywords. If they've got 35 sponsored keywords, probably like 9 times out of 10, this is their exact match campaign, their entire exact match campaign, because it probably includes plural forms of the word and other, forms as well. If they're running an auto campaign, unless they're have a 0-cent bid and like a $1 budget, it's going to show for more than 35 keywords. So in this case, I actually know their entire sponsored strategy. So what I would do is when I see something that has so few sponsored keywords, I'm going to go up here and under the filters, hit match type, and I'm going to hit sponsored. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply these filters, and I'm going to see all 35 of these keywords. And these are most likely the ones that they are targeting. All right. I see here grunge decor, grunge wall decor, coffin decor. I see skull bookshelf, skull's gift. So I can see easily what their exact campaign is. Not only that, I am going to be able to see where they are concentrating, their spend. I'm going to go into this a little bit more later, but where they're showing up as one of the top sponsored ranks. So this is pretty cool, guys. Sometimes there are sellers out there who are not running auto and broad campaigns, and you can reverse engineer their entire PPC strategy, using Helium 10. Super, super cool function. So that's number 3, guys. All right. Number 4 is how to see the keywords that a competitor is concentrating the most in their PPC. All right. I kind of showed you a little bit of that in number 3, but let's go back to that first one that had Amazon's Choice that I was talking about. They had a total of 600 keywords, right? Well, which ones are they most focusing on? They are probably not equally spending their budget, their PPC budget, on all 600 of those keywords. Well, the strategy that you would go into Cerebro. Here's this list of 600 keywords. I'm going to say match type sponsored, and then sponsored rank, I'm going to say between 1 and 15. That means probably their sponsored ad is at least on page 1. Usually for higher search volume ones, they're going to have to be bidding a little bit higher or possibly doing a top of search bid. And look at this. They are actually not, out of all those 600 keywords, they are only at the top of the search for 7 keywords. All right. Guys, this is like, I hope you understand how cool this is, what kind of insights you are getting. Now, this is not Helium 10 hacking somebody's account and trying to show this to you. This is all public information. You know, if I were to search all these keywords, I would literally see probably that they're running sponsored ads here. But we're doing all that hard work for you. So look at this. I have coffin shelf, coffin shelves, goth shelf, letter shape shelf, goth shelves. Like, I have their entire list right here of their keywords that they are probably bidding high or doing some kind of top of search. All right, guys, these are things you need to be using like right now to be taking a look at some of your competitors to see if you can reverse engineer some of their success. Or if you're launching a new product, you know, you would probably, you know, under normal circumstances, like 5-6 years ago, you know, how would you know which keywords that you might want to, you know, focus on for your sponsored ads? Well, you would just have to kind of do that by trial and error and see what you're performing well. And you still got to do that nowadays, but you have a leg up now on the people who launched years ago and they didn't have tools like this, or all the people who don't have tools like this, because from day one, if there is a top seller that has Amazon's choice and they're the #1 selling coffin shelf, they're obviously doing something right, right? So from day one of your own product, now you're going to be able to see, hey, you know what? It's working for this guy in sponsored ads. I should focus on these keywords as well. All right. So that was number 4. Let's go to number 5, which is how to find the top 10 to 15 organic keywords for a niche or group of products. All right. So first of all, how can you find the niche of products? There's one way. Let's just say I have one product I have as a seed product, like one random coffin shelf. If I put the ASIN into Cerebro without ever even going to Amazon, I can hit get competitors and I'm going to be able to see a list of a bunch of similar products here, similar coffin shelves. I can see some batch shelves and I can just select all of these right here. And then I'm going to be able to, you know, open up a search for Cerebro. However, what I like to do is I actually like to go to Amazon and find the main keyword or keywords and actually do the search on Amazon, because I like incorporating sales as well. So if I'm here on Amazon on the main keyword, I'm gonna hit X-ray, and here's all of the products that show up on page 1. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to sort it by sales here. And then I'm going to select a seed product. You know, if I don't have my own, I'm just going to select a random one here. And then all of the other products should be the main products that are coffin shelves. All right. Now, as you notice here, and you guys might notice this too, this is very important. Just because somebody is on the same page as your product does not mean that they are like a main competitor of yours. For example, on this coffin shelf page, look at this. I see a coffin letterboard. I personally feel I'm not competing for sales for this. If somebody's searching coffin shelf, they're probably looking for a coffin shelf. Now, do I want to rank for some keywords that coffin letterboard is ranking for? Sure. You know, it's somewhat relevant to my product. Do I want to rank for keywords that a coffin makeup shelf is ranking for? Sure. You know, that's somewhat related to my product. But if I am looking for the top 10 to 15 organic keywords for a group of products, all right, I want to be only looking at the direct competitors. And I've talked about this for years now. How you do that is like form, function, price are 3 ways to know. So I don't want to compare my $30 coffin shelf that I'm planning to make or something to a, you know, $300 6-foot tall coffin shelf. That's not the competitor of my product. The same thing is like if I have a bright pink coffin shelf, I might not be comparing it to a jet black coffin shelf, because the keywords that somebody would search for one is, a lot of them are going to be different than the other. So I'm just looking for the closest competitor. So I like doing this visual check.
Anh chị đang bán hàng trên Amazon. Skyrock cung cấp các dịch vụ dành cho các nhà bán hàng trên Amazon với mức giá cực kỳ ưu đãi như đăng ký brand với USBTO. Từ Helium 10, tôi chơi Scout, Logistics và Warehouse. Xem hình thông tin chi tiết dưới phần mô tả nhé.
In X-ray to make sure that I am selecting those. So I can just select those right here. And once I have all of these selected, at that point, I'm going to go ahead and run them and go right into Cerebro. And it will go ahead and show me all of the keywords that are related to any one of these products. Now, in this case, I selected here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different coffin shelves, all right? And it found me a total of 8,000 keywords. Now, what did I say I'm trying to do? I want to find the top 10 to 15 organic ones, all right? So this is kind of like step one when you're doing your principal keyword research, where you want to find, seemingly relevant keywords to an entire niche of products and an entire group of products, as opposed to just one product like we showed you in step one. I can actually start this process with just one click. All right. This is called a one-click filter. I'm just going to hit top keywords. All right. One click and that's it. Boom goes the dynamite. I can see it actually did filter it down to 9. Now there's my top 10 keywords. Now, what did it do? It said that, hey, I want to find a competitor rank average of 1 to 40. The reason why I'm now breaking down these filters that it actually did, even though you just do it in one filter, is because maybe you come up with too few keywords or too many. These are the filters you're going to need to tweak in order to narrow it down to 10 to 15. This got it right on my first try. It narrowed down 8,000 keywords to 9, so I don't have to go further. But let me just explain, what logic it's using. It's saying 1 to 40 and then ranking competitors 6. Now I actually put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? I'm gonna put 5. I'm gonna put minimum 5 ranking competitors. Let me see if this opens it up to any more keywords. It might not even add any more. Let's take a look. Okay, it didn't even add any more when I put 5. All right. But the point is, I'm looking for the keywords that not just one of the main products are ranking for, not just 2, but 70, 80% of who I determined as the main players in this niche, they probably should all be ranking for this keyword if it's the top keyword that's related to the group as a whole. The other thing that it's doing is it's putting a minimum search volume of 500. I can play with that number going up or down depending on how many results I have. But right here, I have now the top keywords that are related to this niche as a whole. And for example, I can take a look at this keyword here, coffin shelves. And why did this come up? Well, take a look here. If I go to this column here, coffin shelves, I can see that, look at this. One of the keywords is rank 1, or I'm sorry, one of the products is 1, another is 3, another is 5, 12, 13, 17, 18, and 19. That's crazy. Every single one of these competitors are in the top 20. So that's obviously one of the top products. All right. Now, let's just stay on this search here and let's go to now number 6, which is how to find the top sponsored keywords for a niche. All right. So these are the top organic, but maybe I'm wondering, hey, what are the keywords that most of the competitors are running sponsored ads for? And not only that, but they're kind of showing up on average a little bit higher in the search results. Let me show you guys how to do that here as far as number 6 goes. All right. So I'm going to take away all of these other filters that I did. All right. I might go ahead and put a minimum search volume of 200. I don't want a lot of the nonsense keywords to come up that I'm not going to focus on. Remember, I'm looking for the top. So I'm going to say sponsored rank. Let's go ahead and I want to see at least, let's just say at least 4 of them running sponsored ads. And if I were to take the average position of where they're showing up, I would love it for it to be between 1 and let's just say, 50. Let's do 1 and 50. And then I'm going to hit apply filters. Now, what comes up here? 40 keywords. All right, so that's a little bit high for me. Let's see if I can take this down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and take it down to sponsored rank average between 1 and 30. All right, and I'm going to hit apply filters again. And then now I've got 11 keywords. Now, let's take a look at these keywords again and see why they came up. One of these is coffin shelf for wall. All right, if I look here at the sponsored rank count What does this mean? This means how many of these top competitors are all running sponsored ads. And every single one of them are, because it says 8 here. And what is the average rank? Is 30. So, on average, most of these ones are all, or first of all, they're all bidding against this keyword. And on average, they're on the first page or max the second page of sponsor results. So again, I can see across the niche, what are the keywords that these top players in the game are all ranking for. Now, I love this one. This is number 7 on our list of top 25. By the way, guys, I can already tell there's no way I'm going to finish this in one episode, so we're definitely going to have to split this into 2. But number 7 is how to find the keywords that most of the top competitors are all sleeping on. When would this be the case? We already found the most important keywords, right? Because most everybody who is the top player in a niche, they all know the top keywords, like coffin shelf. You're not going to find a top coffin shelf who doesn't understand that their listing needs to be ranked high. If they didn't understand that, guess what? They wouldn't be one of the top sellers of coffin shelves. However, there's a lot of different keywords that somebody could be getting sales from. And sometimes there's only 1 or 2 competitors who kind of like get it, as it were, on certain keywords where they discover, through social media or through Pinterest or whatever, some keywords that they are relevant for that most, if not all of the other competitors, they don't even realize that it's relevant to their niche, right? And these are important because what happens is if you can find a keyword where only 1 or 2 out of your top 8 or 10 competitors are crushing it on, guess what? Unlike those other keywords like coffin shelf, you're not having to compete with all 10 of them to get to that first page. Now, does that mean if there's 10 all ranking on page 1, I'm just going to give up on that? No. It's still important, but you just got to understand it's going to cost a lot more money through PPC, and it's going to be a lot more competitive to compete with 10 different people. But imagine if there's a keyword out there where there's only 1 coffin shelf showing up. That means somebody who's in the market for a coffin shelf and they just happen to use this random word to look for it, instead of having to fight 10 other coffin shelves for the attention of this customer, you're only fighting 1 or 2. You guys see how beneficial this could be? Let me show you how to find that with just 1 click. All right. So I'm still here on this coffin shelf multi-ASIN search. I'm going to just go ahead and clear all my filters I did. And I'm going to just hit this 1 filter. We call this opportunity keywords because there's more of an opportunity on these keywords. And this came out with 28. All right. If I wanted to do it manually, I would be running things like competitor performance score, under 5, and at least 1 and max 2 ASINs. That means I'm looking for at least 1, but no more than 2 ASINs are ranking in the top 15. So if I wanted to narrow this down, if I think 28 is too much, maybe I'll go 1 to 10 on this instead of 1 to 15. Let's see what that does to this list. It takes it from 28 to 14. Now, take a look here. Let's take a look at some of these keywords and see why they didn't show up as one of the main keywords. For example, coffin decor, all right? Coffin bed. Well, like, who would have known that coffin bed is something that would be relevant to coffin shelf? Like, you'd think that's completely different products. But take a look here. This is searched for, what's the search volume here? This is searched for 1,500 times a month. So that's a pretty significant keyword. And now if I were to look here, look at this. There are only 4 competitors even out of these 8 that are even ranking for it, but only 1 of them is in the top 10. The others are ranked like 100, 150, and 200, and one of them is ranked 7. So what does that mean? That means, the reason why this one coffin shelf got on the top 10 of this keyword, they must have got a couple of sales at least for coffin bed. What does that mean? That means that there are some people who search coffin bed and they are interested in buying a coffin shelf. Right now, if somebody searches coffin bed and they happen to be one of those customers who would be considering a coffin shelf, they're only seeing 1 coffin shelf out there, right? And they're going to buy it. So if you have another coffin shelf and you get on page 1 for this keyword, guess what? you're going to now take 50% of the sales, theoretically speaking, if not more, of those customers who are looking for a coffin shelf, even though they typed in coffin bed. Now you see why we call these opportunity keywords. You're not fighting 10 other coffin shelves for the sale. You're only fighting 1 or 2 max. Super valuable, guys. Rewind this and watch this segment again in case you missed it. But click that opportunity keywords to find out the keywords that only 1 or 2 of your competitors are crushing it on, but nobody else is doing anything decently. All right, let's talk about how to see which organic keywords your competitors are beating you on. All right, now going back to this example, I actually didn't choose our coffin shelf as the first one. I just choose some random one, which is not a great coffin shelf at all. But what if I had put my product here? How would I be finding, out what I'm trying to find out here? I would actually go under search volume and let me clear these filters. Just always start, even though you have the same search, guys, always clear the filters and start over when you're trying to do these different functions. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to under position rank. That means my product. All right. So for this to work, this first product has to be mine. In this case, guys, it's not. So this is not my product, but for this to have worked, I should have put my product first here. But let's just pretend that I am this Gothic living coffin rack. I don't even know why they're calling it a coffin rack instead of a coffin shelf. But anyways, so what I'm going to do is I want to see where my relative rank is low. All right. Now, maybe only a couple of these guys are beating me, or I don't care if every single one is beating me, but I put in 8 ASINs. Let's just say, hey, I want to see where I'm, at best 5th out of these 8 on these keywords. And let's go ahead and put a minimum search volume of 500. And let's go ahead and apply these filters. And there's 7 keywords that came up here. Now, why did these keywords come up? Let's take a look. If I put my mouse over the relative rank, it's going to show all of the ranks of these products. And in this situation, my product is the one that is bold. So do you see why it came up here? For this keyword, there's a bunch of these products that are all ranking for it, but I'm 6th. Or wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm actually 7th here, right? I'm actually 7th place. Mine is bolded. Everybody is ahead of me. So this is, I can put 5, I can put 3, I can put 2 for relative rank. What that means is I'm looking for keywords where at best I'm the 3rd. I'm showing up 3rd. Now, relative rank, guys, is an important metric because relative rank is kind of like sometimes even more important than organic rank. All right. Because that, a relative rank is where you're showing up compared to your main competitors. Like, for example, if I did get on page 1 of that coffin bed example that I showed you in step 6 or strategy number 6, maybe I would be 15th, my organic rank on that page. And maybe the competitor is ranked 19th. All right. So you might think, well, 15th and 19th, that's not great organic rank. It's like halfway down the page, right? But remember, for the buyer who despite having searched coffin bed, is actually looking for a coffin shelf, what's the relative rank between me and the only other coffin shelf on there? It's 1. Because there's only 2 coffin shelves on page 1 and mine is showing up 1. So in the mind of that customer who's actually looking for a coffin shelf, I'm pretty much page 1, position 1. Does that make sense? Even though I'm number 15, I'm page 1, position 1 in that exact customer because they're not looking for other things. There's people who might type in pillow in Amazon, but they're really looking for a neck pillow for an airplane. If you type pillow into Amazon, there's going to be, a lot of bed pillows that show up and maybe a sofa pillow or whatever, right? But if I am looking for a neck pillow, those other products might as well be not even there. They might as well be invisible. I'm completely skimming over it. I'm just browsing that page, looking for the first neck pillow I see. Now, every neck pillow on that page, they should kind of like think about that as the relative rank, all right? So relative rank is something super important to be looking at when you're talking about your own product, comparing it in Cerebro against others. This is a metric that I think a lot of sellers sleep on. I want every single one of you guys right now, or after this podcast, if you're driving or something, put in as the seed ASIN, the first ASIN in Cerebro, your ASIN, throw in 5, 10 of your top competitors and take a look at the relative rank and find all the ones that you are not number one in. That is super relevant to your, to your niche. Now, if you're selling a coffin shelf and your relative rank for Gothic toothbrush is 5, is that really important? Probably not. But for anything that somebody could search for and buy your product, you, theoretically speaking, you would love to be relative rank 1 for all of those, regardless of your organic page rank. All right. So keep that in mind, guys. Super important. That was strategy number 8. I don't even know how I'm going to finish this in 2 episodes. I'm only in 8 and I've got like 17 more to go. So let me see how many more I can fit in here. All right. Strategy number 9, how to find the keywords that your competitors are on the first couple of pages for, but you aren't even ranking and you possibly aren't even indexed for those keywords. So let's go back to our, the same search. Now, again, I didn't put my coffin shelf in here. This is just some random product that's not doing very well. So probably most of these keywords, everybody's beating them on. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into position rank. All right. Position rank. And I'm going to put 0 min and 0 max. All right. But I am going to say, I want to find the ones where, some competitors are on the first couple of pages for. So let's just say, show me the ones where at least 2 competitors, all right, at least 2, no max here. So I'm doing advanced rank filter, minimum 2. And then the second advanced rank filter, I'm going to say a min of 1 and a max rank of, let's just say, first 2 pages, let's just say 90. All right. So I'm looking for at least 2 of them are ranking in the top 2 pages, but me, I am not ranking anywhere in the top 7 pages. And I would imagine a lot of keywords are gonna show up here. Yep. And sure enough, look at this. There's 90 keywords. Guys, if this is the case for you, 90 keywords show up here and you do this search, you got some problems. Now, the reason why so many came up is because this coffin shelf is garbage. They're probably selling like 3-4 units a month. So I expected this. If I were to run my coffin shelf in there, it'd probably be less than 20 keywords, might come up here. All right. Now look at these keywords. There's pastel goth decor, vampire decor, there's tons of different keywords here that you might have slept on. And I am not ranking, but by me putting 0 and 0 inside of position rank. And the reason is because right here, the position rank means that first ASIN. They're not ranked at all. Now, I have another video that incorporates like Frankenstein and Index Checker and a bunch of other tools. So I would go to our YouTube channel and searched for, what's that? I don't know how it would be called, but how to find keywords you might not be indexed for. You should see a specific video. That's like a 5-minute video in itself on how maybe some of these, not only am I not ranking for it, but I might not even be searchable. I might not even be indexed for it, meaning I probably can't run PPC on these keywords at all. And I need to put them in my listing. But this is super simple, guys. It takes you like 3 or 4 minutes to do, or this part here takes you 30 seconds to do. You can instantly see where your competitors are showing up, at least a couple of them on the first couple of pages, but you are not even ranked at all. Now, that other video I just referred to takes it a step farther and sees how many of these individual words that maybe you're not even indexed for. All right, so that is number 9. Number 10, how to see which keywords have page 1 results where almost no one has the keyword in the title. Let's hop right back into the same exact search that we have done. All right, same thing. Remember, whenever we do a new one, always clear the filters. So I want to see, maybe search volume minimum 400. And it would be kind of cool to see where, let's see, or keywords that have page 1 results. So I would say, hey, there's at least one of these main competitors are, between rank 1 and rank 50 I'm going to do. All right. At least one of these competitors is between 1 and 50, but the title density has a max of 3. Now, what does title density mean? I might be talking gibberish to some of you guys out there. Title density is exclusive to Helium 10. We're the first to have this and the only to have this. You know, others I'm sure will come out with it. But it basically means the last time Helium 10 checked, how many listings on page 1 have that searched term or phrase inside of the title, all right? Because this is kind of a great way to see how easy or difficult it's going to be to get to page 1. And it also, will let you know if you do have this in your title and nobody else does, you might get to page 1 even without any sales at all right? So let's go ahead and see how many this query comes up. And we have got, let's see, 164 filtered words. Now, you're going to see a lot of just kind of like random keywords here, like Tim Burton decor, kawaii, that's Japanese for cute home decor, aesthetic shelves. But look at this, Gothic house decor, all right? Gothic house decor. Where's this search volume at? This is actually not searched for that much. That's not a good example. It's only searched for 400 times a month. Here we go. Pastel goth decor. Now, if I had a pink coffin shelf, don't you think that would probably be, qualify for pastel goth decor? Now, this keyword is actually searched for 2,000 times a month, all right? Now, the title density, the last time Helium 10 checked, is 1. What does that mean? Out of 50 listings potentially on page 1 on the search results for pastel goth decor, only one product has that exact keyword phrase in the title. All right. So, this could be a great way to do product research, to maybe find a line extension, or maybe something that you're like, you know what? This I think is super, super relevant to my listing. And I know everybody's performing well for it, but they don't have this keyword in their title. So even if they get activity on that keyword, they're not going to have as much bang for their buck. They're not going to increase in the rank as much as I would if I had this keyword in the title. And you can take this strategy, guys. This is the number 10 strategy, by the way. You can take this and do some crazy things with it. Like for example, I could combine some of the other strategies that we've been talking about and say something like, hey, where are the keywords where my competitors, at least 4 of them are ranked in the top 30, meaning they're on page 1, but none of them have it in the title, or only one of them have it in the title. I mean, the possibilities are endless with these filters here. And then you can instantly know where you're going to be able to crush it. You can even be doing this to your own listing, and maybe there's a keyword you don't have in the title and you're not doing well on, and you're like, you know what? Nobody else has this keyword in the title, and I've been having trouble getting to page 1. Let me go ahead and adjust my title a little bit. You don't want to take out any keywords from your title where you're ranking really high for. It's not usually best practice, but maybe there's some needless keywords there in the title you can kind of take out and replace, and put this in, and you might see just instantly within a day or two your rank increase, and you're going to see your rank increase for sure if you're running heavy PPC to that keyword and you're actually getting conversions for it. So this is a great strategy, guys. Number 10. All right, we're going to go ahead and stop part A here. I got to pick up the pace in part B in our next episode in a few days. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off, this masterclass, and I'm going to try and get 15 more strategies into there. But I hope you guys have had fun with this. This is a great stopping point anyways. Before we get to the next 15 strategies, I want you guys running every single one of these. Every single one of these, guys, is something that you should be doing regardless of if you're selling on Amazon or Walmart. These are great strategies to be using to if you're trying to research a new niche, or those of you who are already selling, especially you big sellers out there, have your teams jump into these top 10 strategies and see what kind of insights come out. All right. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you in part 2 in a few days.
Anh chị đang bán hàng trên Amazon, Skybox cung cấp các dịch vụ dành cho các nhà bán hàng trên Amazon với mức giá cực kỳ ưu đãi. Vì đăng ký brand với USBTO, tôi Helen Ten, tôi chuyên Scout, logistics và warehouse. Xem thêm thông tin chi tiết dưới phần mô tả nhé.